Alrighty, hello everybody. Hello, and welcome. How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well, and I welcome you to my gameplay stream. You may hear a jingle, jangle, jingle here. Jasper's in the office for a few minutes, although I'm pretty sure he'll leave by the time that the stream starts. He was in here this morning and did not leave yet. Usually he leaves as I'm setting up, but he's been hanging out. I don't know if he'll, like I said, how long he'll stay or whatever. But welcome, everyone. Welcome to my return stream. I was off yesterday, as you guys know. I was not here streaming. It was my day away. I was off out and about doing many errands. It was actually a very, very, very busy day. Had to run around for appointments and the like, and it was pretty stressful, quite frankly, being very honest with all of you. But then I finally got home later on in the night, and my wife and I was able to spend some relaxing time together. That was pretty fun. So, I am back. And ladies and gentlemen, this week's a little bit different for multiple reasons. This week we've got finishing playthroughs, meaning games being completed. We've got continuing playthroughs. We've got new games that will be starting up. There's a special marathon this Friday, okay? And this streaming week is elongated. Instead of only being 6 days of streaming, this week it's 8 days of streaming. Back to back due to scheduling. So pretty crazy amount of stuff coming up. Good stuff coming up, I hope. I hope you guys will enjoy it. I hope that you guys are excited for all the new stuff that will be coming up this next week. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, 2 new game releases this week. Now that I'm actually thinking in the back of my head here, right? So let's talk a little bit about all of that, because it's going to be quite a lot of stuff to tackle. I want you guys to know exactly what's going on every single day here, so there's no confusion, okay? So let's talk. First of all, today, this stream right now is the final stream. Jasper, do not eat that wire. I will go spray you. I mean it. The final stream of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. This is the post-game stream. All right, what this means is that today we're basically doing all the stuff that unlocked after the story ended. There's a lot of side content that unlocked when the story ended, whether it's optional fights, whether it's actual story-based side missions, but there's a bunch of stuff that all unlocked after we beat Boo. Okay? So rather than just say, well, that's it, end of the game, I wanted to see what else was available. I mean, I did pay for the game. We've played a quite lengthy playthrough of this game. I said, let's jump back in for one final time today and have a more relaxing stream. Instead of wondering about, gee, how long is it going to take us to finish the story or whatever, let's focus in on just relaxing and having fun and taking our time here and checking out stuff today at our own pace and no rush, right? There's no pressure to have to finish anything. Jasper, oh my God. No, you're not going to go in the closet, because then I can't get you out and I have to stream. Do I have to get... Oh, my God. All right. Jasper, listen to me. You have to behave, okay? Or I'm going to have to throw you out of the office. I don't want to. What a nut. It is, because, you see, he wants attention now. This is exactly what happens. One of two things. Either when I start streaming, he'll leave the office because I'm not giving him attention, or he'll do things to cause mischief because he knows that he gets attention then. So that's exactly what he's doing. No, you're not going in that closet. Absolutely not. You hear me? He gives you the innocent kitty face. What do you mean? So, this should be fun. A full stream, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the final stream, by the way. After this, after doing one post-game stream, I don't really think there's going to be much else, going on in the game. Some people have said, gee, am I going to grind to level 100 to fight a optional super boss? No, I don't think so. Today, I think we're starting around level like 70-something, whatever we finish the story at. And that's where we're going to leave it. Whatever we get done today is what we do, and then that's it, okay? But it should be a more relaxing stream. Being that there are no more major story missions left to complete, it's just going to be, side stuff, and it should be pretty fun and chill. Lots of opportunity to interact and have fun that way, rather than worrying about, oh no, we have to focus in on all these story missions and finish up the main story of the game or anything like that, okay? So good stuff. That's today's main gameplay stream. Later tonight, it's the continuation of Pokemon Sword, and we are right at the end of Pokemon Sword, guys. We only have 17 Pokemon left to get into the Pokedex, and then we've completed you know, our Pokedex, and we're done with the game until the DLC is released later this year. Okay? So that being said, tonight I don't know how many we'll get, but hopefully we get a good amount. And tonight I am not against manipulating the console's date and time mechanics in order to get certain Pokemon that we have not been able to get. Alright? I don't want to have this lingering forever. So, let's see how that goes tonight on the Pokemon Sword stream. Okay, guys? Don't bite that wire. I will spray you. Jasper! Jasper, you're going to listen to me. You hear me? There he goes. I knew it. Alright, he's out of here. Being a pain, chewing wires. Like, no, you can't chew wires. You're going to hurt yourself, man. So, it is what it is. He's out of here now. Alright, so, oh my god, I hear him running around the hallway like a bolt of lightning. Good lord. Alright, so, yes, that should be fun. Now, later tonight, guys, the late night stream, as I'm talking about, Pokemon Sword. Let's see how far we get. I doubt we're going to get all 17 Pokemon tonight. I'm just being honest. But I'm thinking 1 to 2 more Pokemon Sword streams. And that's going to be it for the Pokemon Sword stuff. We're going to be able to get fill the Pokedex, and that'll be the end of it. So you might be saying, well, that's a late night stream that no longer will be going on. I wonder what else Phil's going to be doing in the late night streams. Well, don't worry. We're going to talk about that a little bit, more further on into the schedule here, okay? All right, hold on one second, because I actually want to lower my blinds. It's pretty bright in here. There we go. Come on. Okay. There we go. Lowered the blinds. Wah. Okay. All right. That's today. Tomorrow, it's the continuation, oh boy, of Donkey Kong 64. I just can't wait, guys. If you can't tell, I get so excited when it comes to Donkey Kong 64. No, the truth of the matter is the game is insanely frustrating at this point, and last time I tried to beat a minigame for an hour and couldn't do it. I was getting closer, but the game sucks. Everyone knows it at this point. I don't think that you can expose it for any more than I have, how bad the fucking game is. But I'm trying to beat it because it is viewer's choice. So I doubt I'm going to beat it tomorrow. If these minigames weren't as bad as they were, I probably would beat it tomorrow. But I doubt it's going to happen because the minigames suck so hard. So we'll see how far we get tomorrow. But more than likely, it's going to probably be about maybe 2 streams to finish up Donkey Kong 64. That's what I'm thinking. Okay? So 1 stream tomorrow and probably 1 more stream to wrap that shit up. Tomorrow night, it's going to be potentially my last late night stream of kind of retro throwback stuff in regards to SNES or Super Genesis. Holy shit. Sega Genesis Mini for a while. But I'm not sure what I'm doing. Okay? I don't know if I'm going to do SNES or Genesis. I have done Genesis the last several times that I've played, so maybe we'll do SNES this week, just for variety, and see what you guys want to see me play tomorrow night. All right? On Friday, this is a big day, guys. Very, very important day for me. Friday is my month-end tips fundraising marathon. All right? So, being very matter-of-fact with all of you, I need to raise a significant amount of money on Friday in order to pay my tax guy so that he will file my federal taxes for this year. He is forcing me to pay up front this year, which he's never done before, because I filed for bankruptcy. And I guess the guy wants to be sure he's getting paid or whatever. So he's forcing me to pay everything up front. I don't have the money because I wasn't planning for this, and I've already had to dump a ton of money into many other things over the past 2-3 months. So I don't have this money lying around. So I have to raise a lot of money on Friday in order to do this, okay? So, what are we doing on Friday? Okay? I'll tell you exactly what we're doing on Friday. Number 1, we're going to be playing Metal Gear Solid for the first time since 2013. In 7 years, I haven't played this game again. I'm playing it again, all right? We're also playing Fortnite for the first time in 2 years, which people have asked me to go back to and check out things that have changed and whatever. So we're going to check that out, all right? And then we're going to be doing some throwback Street Fighter, which I usually do on Fridays. And people didn't want to miss out on that because that's a kind of a weekly staple. All right? So 3 games. 2 games that you guys have been requesting for me to play for a very long time, and I'm finally going to play. And the third game, a game that I always play on Fridays and you guys absolutely love, all right? During this marathon, which is going to start in the morning at the usual time, just like today, but it's going to continue throughout the day. It's going to run all the way through the day till, I'm going to say, approximately 7 p.m., okay? I will be attempting to raise tips to pay this guy, okay? That's the whole reason I'm doing this special marathon. I hope that if you support me and you want to help me out and you want me to be able to do this and not have any kind of problems with taxes and fees and legal shit, please help me out this coming Friday if you can, all right? By the way, the fundraiser is 100% for tips. I'm just saying that. It's going to be 4 tips only. That's what I'm looking to raise on Friday. If anything else, you know, any other contributions come in, that's appreciated, but that wasn't the goal of this event. I'm very matter-of-factly trying to raise tips because that's the only thing that's going to be able to apply to my whole situation in time, okay? So please, if you can, show up on Friday and please be supported, all right? Then on Saturday, we go back to regularly scheduled content, okay? And what I'm thinking is Saturday night, we're going to be doing, hold on a second. Not Saturday night. Saturday during the day, we're going to continue on with Mass Effect 2, okay? This is a game that I very much enjoyed, and I'm very much looking forward to continuing, all right? You guys have really liked the playthrough so far. So more Mass Effect 2 this coming Saturday. And then Saturday night, more than likely, Doom 2, all right? I played this last Saturday, and it went really well, and we're at the very end of the game. It looks like we may be wrapping up Doom 2 sooner rather than later. So, yes, Doom 2 is going to be probably finishing, potentially, on Saturday night. Sunday, it's a new game playthrough, everyone. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm for you that Sunday will be all new content, all new games, all new stuff. So that is new stuff entering the rotation on Sunday. So Sunday will be a big day. All right, big day coming up on Sunday. So what are we doing? 2 things. The first thing is I made my decision. I thought about it over my day off, and I was, weighing and balancing stuff in my head, and I decided that we're going to try out this Mega Man 0/ZX collection that came out yesterday, okay? Reviews are great. Everyone's saying it's a very good collection, very well done. This is exciting for me because I like Mega Man games. These are hybrid games that kind of have a little bit more melee combat and exploration to them than a standard Mega Man game. Okay, so that's collection will begin on Sunday. All right, I'm not playing all the games in the collection. I'm probably just going to, for now, be playing 1 game in the collection. All right, and then we'll see how that goes. But that's starting up on Sunday. Okay, then Sunday night, for the late night stream, we're starting something brand new. That's right, we're actually going to add something to the late night chill rotations that you guys have asked for quite some time, and this is going to end up being something of a staple. The Elder Scrolls Morrowind. Yes, Morrowind, which I played once during a marathon last summer, and you guys ever since asked me, Phil, when will you be having this integrated into your main gameplay streams? When will this happen? When will this continue? Well, the answer is Sunday. Okay, Sunday night. We're starting up with Morrowind. Yes, and it will be a late night 2-hour chill stream where you guys are going to help me because I don't know anything about this game. So everyone who's played Morrowind before wants to kind of guide me through the game. That's the whole point. I'll be honest, I'm not playing the game legitimately. This is the Xbox One version of the game. It runs like duty. Excuse me, it's the original Xbox version of the game and it runs like duty. I'll be emulating it on the Xbox One. I'm not looking to do a legit playthrough. I'm looking for this to be an interactive stream, a chill stream where you guys kind of help me out and tell me how to play the game and what to do. And we just kind of mess around together. It's not about, Phil's doing a 100% legit run of Morrowind. That's not the point, okay? So that should be fun to start that up. Like I said, you guys have been asking for that since last summer. You said, when are you going to do it? And I said, well, let's do it then. What the hell? Why not, right? So that's going to be starting this Sunday night, all right? Monday, then, we will end up swinging back to Donkey Kong 64. And chances are we're going to be completing Donkey Kong 64 on Monday, I hope. I really don't want this to be a lingering playthrough, just being honest. I want this over with, okay? So, we shall see how that goes. And we'll go from there. Monday night, my weekly Minecraft chill stream. All right, where we play Minecraft and I build stuff. This week, we're going to be continuing the progress on the mob grinder, which we were working on Monday night, and we actually made some really cool progress. We made these 2 elevators, which I had no clue you could even do stuff like that in Minecraft, but we did, and it looks really neat, and now we're going to get even further into that and everything. All right. So that should be fun. We'll see what happens on Monday night. Tuesday, continuing on with new game content. On Tuesday, the big new release is this game, Grand Blue Fantasy, I think it's called. It's a brand new fighting game from Arc Systems. And apparently, from what I'm understanding, it doesn't play like other Arc Systems fighters. It's very different. It's got a brand new game engine that plays more like an old school fighting game. Apparently, a lot of people are excited about this game. And so we're going to be playing this on Tuesday as a new release. Pretty exciting. Finally, a brand new release, being added in to the rotation. Okay? And then on Tuesday night, it's up in the air. I don't know what I'm doing Tuesday night. In reality, if I like Grand Blue a lot, I may just play it all day. Because for a new fighting game, there's so much going on. You got so many characters, a new game engine. There's probably a story mode. There's online. So I might just play Grand Blue Fantasy all day long on Tuesday. Just to kind of really immerse myself in it. And see what happens. All right, I might just play it all day long. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay. Wednesday, if I really like Grand Blue Fantasy and I want to do more of it right away, I may just play more of it right away. To hell with it, right? But depending on how things go, I may play either more Mega Man or more Mass Effect. Okay, depending on again how things go here. And then on Wednesday night, I'm leaving it open. I don't know what I want to do Wednesday night, okay? So that's 8 straight days of streaming. And then what you guys can expect for the rest of March is that next week of March is going to be a balance between Grand Blue Fantasy, the Mega Man Collection, and Mass Effect 2 on the main gameplay streams. And then at night, you're going to see the continuation of things like let's finish up the Pokedex and Pokemon Sword. Let's keep doing Minecraft. And you're going to see Morrowind on the late streams. Now, there may be potentially time for more stuff. So maybe I will do some more Sega Genesis Mini. Maybe I'll do some more SNES Classics. Or maybe at night, maybe what I'll do is like during the daytime, do one kind of content of Grand Blue Fantasy. And then at night, do some multiplayer. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. Okay. I just don't know. We're going to see. Okay. And go from there. I don't know what to expect from this game. But there's also another game coming out, all right? And this game is called Beyond Blue. That's coming out this weekend. Now, this game is supposed to be an underwater exploration simulator where you're basically looking at giant underwater creatures in a submarine, and you have a crew of people who are maintaining this sub and are doing, like, underwater dives and stuff. It looks interesting to me, but I don't know because it's not out yet, so I don't know if it's actually going to be good or not. But that may be a game that I look to add to my chill streaming schedule as well. We'll see. So basically, it's going to be Grand Blue Fantasy, the Mega Man Collection, and Mass Effect 2 as the main games. Morrowind, Pokemon until we finish the Pokedex, and Minecraft as the chill streams with maybe some retro stuff or maybe Beyond Blue thrown in. And it's going to be like that for like the first 2 weeks of March, okay? Then in the middle of March, we got the release of Neo 2, okay? And then at the end of March, we've got major new releases with Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing. So we got a lot of good stuff coming up. All right, we got a lot of good new stuff coming up. I certainly hope that you guys are excited for this. Excuse me. I'm definitely excited for all this new stuff because the past few months, as you know, there's been almost no new releases whatsoever, right? Almost none, and it slows stuff down. It really does. Even though I enjoy doing all the stuff that I'm doing with you guys, we've been doing all these downtime games like Knights of the Old Republic. And Doom, and people can kind of get turned off and be like, well, this is boring. Now, I disagree. I think that no matter what we play, we have a good time and we have fun. But there are people who only come by when there's new releases. Okay, so I'm hoping with all these new releases coming out this next couple of weeks and into this whole month of March coming up, that it's going to basically reinvigorate the streams. Okay, I hope so. I hope so, and I hope that you guys are going to be checking everything out, okay? All right. So there you go, guys. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else to talk about. The only thing that I want to mention is a hilarious overnight poll that I did on my Twitter. All right. And I did this as a social experiment. I was very curious to see what would happen if I did an overnight poll and how people would vote and what would happen. So the results were pretty much hilarious. Okay. So allow me to very briefly talk about this poll because it's pretty damned funny. Okay. So last night I did a poll on my Twitter. And the poll was as following. I said, Flash poll, I can't wait to see how this one turns out. Why do people believe so much bullshit on the internet? And I had 4 voting options. It was, they are gullible, they love spreading drama, they're just that stupid, or they're just trolling. Okay? Now, as the voting started to come in, all right, I started to notice that most people were voting for they're just trolling. Like, basically, people were saying people aren't actually this dumb or whatever to believe nonsense on the internet. They're just trolling people, and, you know, they know it's fake shit, but they still kind of spread dumb shit on the internet and talk about dumb shit on the internet because they just enjoy trolling. The second place voting was they love spreading drama. So, in the case of they're not trolling, they just love to spread drama, whether it's true or not. So they don't care if the crazy shit that's on the internet is true or not. They just want to spread it anyway because they love the drama. Basically, they're very immature people. And then in third place was they're gullible, and fourth place were they're that stupid. So essentially, when people are looking at the dumb shit on the internet, a lot of people are saying we don't really believe it, but we'll still spread it and talk about it because we're very immature and we just like to mess around. Okay? I guess that's kind of I would say that's probably accurate, although I would tend to think some people are just really stupid or are just very gullible. Okay? I don't know. I'm not one of these people that spreads bullshit all over the fucking internet, so I wouldn't even know. Okay? So the thing is, this was a very general question. As you can tell, there's nothing nothing specific about it. It's just a generalized question. I posted up a poll on my Twitter, and people were voting and discussing it or whatever. Okay? So as all this is going on, someone responded to my tweet, and he said, well, you know, it's confirmation bias, and the YouTube algorithm feeding them more and more of the same info. So you might say, well, what does that mean? Well, what confirmation bias means is that there's a group of people who are of like mind, almost like a clique or a group of like friends, even though in this case I wouldn't call them friends, it's more like online acquaintances, people who are of like mind, of like mentality, okay? And so confirmation bias basically means that if you're on YouTube and you're seeing one kind of video and it says, oh, the earth is flat, okay, but now YouTube algorithm now shows you 20 more videos that say the earth is flat. So then you watch 20 more videos from 20 more people that say, oh, the earth is flat. And then you just keep doing it, you know. Eventually you're gonna say, okay, the earth is flat, or I kind of believe maybe the earth is flat, because you're only basically kind of absorbing yourself into people saying the same thing over and over. There may not be any logical or factual substantiation for any of it, okay? Or it may be like half-truths and conspiracy theories that are presented as truths. But in reality, no empirical evidence is being presented of the case that you're being presented with. But because it's called confirmation bias, you see so much confirmation of this as fact, you see so many people saying this is true, that you just believe it. You become part of the clique. You become part of the group. You become part of the cult. You become part of this group mind, this hive mind mentality that this is a truth, even though it's not true. Okay? So that's just one example, all right? Now, again, I'm just saying this in very general terms, the question that I had, that was it. Someone responds to this guy, and he says, I just want you to listen to this, and I want you to think about how this guy's mind works, all right? Just listen to this. He says, well, if we're talking about it as a whole, then that's something I somewhat agree. But if we're talking about DSP, it's 100% legit info, and people have every right calling him out on his bullshit. And the guy just responded, uh-huh. Okay? So let's just think about this. Confirmation bias. All right? Everyone's saying something about something that's probably or completely untrue, or at least it's unsubstantiated. But so many people say it that people have this clique or cult-like mentality. They believe it's true. All right? Gee, I wonder if that applies to me. I mean, there's only been 5 billion examples of everyday people completely making shit up or taking a snippet of truth and using conspiracy theory spinning to make it into something over dramatic so that these idiots can get clickbait views on YouTube, cause drama at my expense, you know. Now, the thing is, I totally, when I posed this question on Twitter, wasn't applying it to me at all. I was just generally applying this question. I was curious how people were going to respond. But this guy's response is so hilarious because this guy, people say that I'm not self-aware, that I sometimes talk, like I don't practice what I preach, yada, yada. Just listen to this fucking guy. I have to read this statement again, okay? It's just so mind-blowing. If we're talking about this as a whole, then I somewhat agree, but if we're talking about him, it's 100% legit info. People have every right calling him out on his bullshit. It's 100% legit info, this guy says. 100%. Even though there's been so many times over the years that the nonsense that idiots have said about me has been disproven. I mean, the biggest conspiracy theories out there, I think there were two of them. One of them was that I didn't actually have a girlfriend. I was lying to everybody about my girlfriend visiting me. And I actually had an escort that I was paying giant amounts of money and flying across the globe to visit me a few times a year. And that's where all my money was going. I was pissing money away paying for an escort and flying an escort across the globe. Okay? This 100% was confirmation bias. Everyone was talking about it. All these idiots. Everyone was saying it was factually true. There was zero evidence. Zero. Like, literally zero. But they all believed it for months and months and months and months until finally the story fell the fuck apart. Okay? Right? So stupid. There was another time that everyone insisted that I was going on like a vacation or a staycation, and they were all we don't know where Phil's going, but we're speculating he's going here or here. One person actually contacted me or went online and said, oh, I have evidence that Phil booked a flight and all this crazy shit. None of it was true at all. None of it. Okay? But that's what I mean. It's confirmation bias. When so many idiots all say something is true, you all believe it. Now, how lack of self-aware can you be that you tell me constantly I'm not self-aware. I have complete lack of self-awareness, right? But it doesn't apply to you apparently, right? Because you could say, oh, I totally believe that this happens all the time on YouTube, except for Phil. Phil's always 100% true. It's like, what? There's empirical, factual evidence out there that time and time again, people have made shit up completely. And there's been confirmation bias around it, but you're so dumb that you believe it. You see? So what I have to honestly do is take a look at the poll results. And what the poll results are telling me is that people believe dumb shit just because they want to. Okay? It's not because they're actually dumb. And it's not because they're gullible. It's because they want to. All right? Now you might want to say, well, why do people want to believe things that probably are fake? And why do people want to spread possible falsities as facts about a person? And you got to think about that on a psychological level. Right? Why would someone want to do that? And the answer is very simple. Because they're fucking losers who have nothing going on in their own lives. It's that simple. It's not because they're dumb. It's not because they're gullible. It's because they're fucking losers. You have nothing going on in your life at all. Nothing positive, nothing interesting, nothing fun. So instead, you manufacture fun for yourself, right? My life is boring, and I don't really want to think about my life or talk about my life. But what I'd like to do is go online every day and make something up about someone on the internet and believe it as a fact and pass it as a fact so that we can all laugh collectively at it in a cult mentality, right? That's what it is. You have no fucking life for yourself. You are the dregs of society if this is what you do. You know, if you actually have a life and you have friends and you have a fun, productive thing going on in your life, whether it's a job, a hobby, a significant other, whatever it may be, you focus on the positive. You focus on the good stuff in your life. You don't focus on trying to make someone else's life miserable so you can get your jollies off. You don't. It's just true. So Let's generate outrage. Let's generate drama. Let's generate all this so that now, since there's nothing for me positive to focus on in my life, I can ruin someone else's. And it's anonymous and it's safe and no one gets in trouble for it. And some of these assholes even get positive benefit out of it. They get to make money on YouTube because YouTube allows that disgusting defamatory content, right? So it's hilarious to me that the same people, right? The same exact people who on a daily basis tell me that I'm always messed up, I'm in the wrong, I'm not self-aware, and I'm just, a horrible person. Question them the same way. All of a sudden, oh, well, no, you see, what you're saying is true. This does exist completely on YouTube, but not with Phil. No, of course not. It's like, no, you're just an idiot. You don't want to admit to yourself that you are part of this whole thing because you're a fucking idiot. And you just, how dare you ever take responsibility for anything, right? I mean, that would actually be something mature. But that's the truth. These people are completely immature. They have horrible lives, and this is why they do this shit, So I just found this funny. A poll that I put up innocently, and really, I'm being honest here, the poll didn't necessarily apply to anything. The poll was just a general thing that I put up on Twitter just to see how, how people would vote and respond. I was curious. I want to do it as like a social experiment kind of a thing. And the response I got was just so crazy, holy shit, like this 100% explains it all. That these people are just not self-aware. They are aware that this confirmation bias thing exists, but they don't want to believe it applies to them because they're the ones who lack self-awareness. And by the way, I'm not saying that I don't lack self-awareness. I'm sure that a lot of times I do. But how hypocritical, right? As they say, let the man who has not sinned cast the first stone. But they don't care about that. They don't want to look at themselves because, sadly, I'm the public figure, so I'm the one who gets, roasted. I'm the one who gets burned at the stake for this, every little thing that I do. While they're safe hiding in their fucking little hidey holes, wherever they may be, anonymous on the internet, trying to poke fun at someone else, when in reality, they're probably even worse off, but they're not the public figure, so we don't get to see their foibles and their fuck-ups, right? So, there you go. I just thought that was pretty interesting. I thought I would talk a little bit about that. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and let us get to the next segment of the pre-stream. All right, this is the gratuitous plug segment where I say thank you guys very, very much for 11 years. 11 years where on a daily basis I've been able to share my gameplay experiences with all of you. I've been able to have tons of fun, having a good time, and, just enjoying life on a daily basis and sharing my hobby with you. I'm a lifelong gamer, and I absolutely love the fun times that we have when I get to show you my experiences with games, okay? That being said, the last 11 years have not been easy. There have been many ups and many downs. As you know, it's been a very bumpy road, and the road continues, right? It's not like it used to be where I used to make a living on YouTube based on ad revenue and views. That all went away about 3 years ago during the YouTube adpocalypse. Today, I'm a full-time streamer. I fully enjoy being here all day long, sharing gameplay with all of you, interacting with you, having some fun discussions, and having a good time. All right? I do. I think the interactive streams are the best content I've ever put out and are way better than anything I used to do on YouTube, just being honest. But that being said, I rely on crowdfunding during the streams in order to pay bills, make ends meet. It's my main source of income, okay? So, thanks for all the support over the years. I appreciate that. If you like the fact that I'm here at least 6 days a week full-time streaming for you, and if you like the fact that I'm still archiving all of my videos over on DSPGaming on YouTube, despite the fact that I get pretty much nothing out of it at this point, it's really just fan service for you guys, okay? So that if you miss a stream, you can actually get caught up on demand. If you like all this and you want to see it continue, please consider contributing via one of the following methods that I'm about to outline right here on this stream. However, before we get to that, I just something that's very important that I must say before I ever talk about a way that you guys can contribute. All right? I realize I am one of the luckiest people on this planet in regards to the fact that I get to do what I love for a living. My hobby is my job. Not that I ever intended it to be that, but it just kind of happened that way. Okay? I'm lucky in that regard. Most people don't get to do what they love for a living, and I know that. So I'm incredibly grateful for this opportunity every day that I get to sit down and stream for you guys. That being said, even though contributions are greatly appreciated, and yes, they do keep all this going, they're not mandatory. I just want you guys to know that up front, okay? And understand that everything I do here is free on Twitch, and it always will be. That's the whole point of live streams, is that they are free. And if you feel that someone is performing a service to you or providing a product to you that is of quality, and you want to see that continue, then you can contribute in a way that helps out that person and allows them to continue to do that thing that they do that you love, right? That's the whole thing about content creation. That's how it works. So please understand that you do not have to contribute at all. It is not mandatory. It is not expected. I am greatly appreciative of anyone who contributes anything, and I consider it going above and beyond being a standard stream viewer if you come here and you contribute on any of my streams. Fair enough? Okay? All right, guys. Thank you very much. Now, let's talk a little bit about the ways that you guys can contribute if you so choose to. All right? First of all, we're right here at the end of February. Only a couple days left in the month. I take that back. There's 3 because it's leap year, right? That means that time is running out. If you'd like to contribute to my Patreon campaign for this month and get your perks, reward perks, within the first week of March. How does that work? Well, if you pledge to my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil, you earn personal perks based on how much you pledge. All the information is posted there about the perks and everything, so I'm not going to go into detail about it at all. But you can give it a look yourself. And, thank you to everyone who is a ongoing pledgee to my Patreon, and thanks to anyone who considers becoming a pledgee as well, okay? Now, I have a Teespring store where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise, primarily t-shirts, but there are other things on there. There's sweatshirts, there's hoodies, there's stickers and mugs and other stuff, okay? Anything you get from my Teespring store helps me out, and you get a cool collectible out of the deal. So you might want to consider getting something from the Teespring store as well, okay? Thanks. Hold on a second. I want to open my window up a little bit more because now it's actually getting stuffy in here because the sun came out. There we go. Open this all the way. I only had the window open like a crack. So I was like, why is it getting hot in here? And I looked and the sun's out and it's heating up the office already. And that's what I told you guys. Remember, you guys were like, oh, where's the vest? I can't wear that vest every day, guys. Especially, days when the sun's out and everything. This office gets so hot, I'd be sweating crazy. So, excuse me. Okay. Now, if you guys are here live on the streams, chances are you may want to contribute in a way that's going to get you some extra recognition for your contributions, right? Maybe even a nice shout out to say thank you for what you've done. So if you either cheer with bits or you subscribe to the channel or you tip me today, I'm going to give you a live shout out on the stream as a way of saying thank you. That is, as long as what you say in your, in your message is in line with the rules of the stream, is not insulting, and is not derailing. Okay? So it is at my discretion what I say and do on my stream. Just please be aware of that. If you come here and you cheer and you say something really disgusting, I'm not going to read it. Or derailing to the stream, giant paragraph, not going to read that either, okay? In general, most people get it, and the streams end up being quite fun, all right? Now, excuse me. At the top of the screen is a stream stats leaderboard. This tracks things like the top cheerer of the stream as well as the top tipper of the stream and gives extra recognition for that. There's also 2 other leaderboards that are integrated into Twitch itself. These are the top cheerer of the week and the top sub-gifter of the week. So if you gift any subscriptions to anyone in the chat, or, excuse me, if you cheer and you get up on the top cheers of the week leaderboard, you'll be displayed there prominently, and I'll be giving you shout-outs during this pre-stream as well for those things, okay? So, there's lots of ways for people to get noticed here on my streams, all right? So, sorry, I got distracted. Lots of ways to get recognition here on the streams. Fair enough. If you're wondering, gee, Phil, what the hell's the best way to contribute? Because you just mentioned so many ways. You're right. I mean, there is a lot, between Patreon and Teespring and cheering, subbing, and tipping. A lot of ways to contribute. The best way that helps me out the most right now, and quite frankly, the way I really need help right now, because this whole situation going on with my taxes is tipping me. When you tip me today, those are funds that I can immediately put towards paying my tax guy, doing my taxes this year, and I need to pay him very soon, within the next few days. He wanted me to pay him by March 1st. I'm sure he's not going to flip out if I don't pay him exactly by then, but I do need to raise a significant amount of funds, in the next few days to pay this guy. So please consider tipping me today if you can. That is the way that's going to help me out the absolute most right now, okay? So, a couple things to know about tipping. First of all, if you look below the stream, there's a tips jar button that you can click on, okay? Or you can type !tip into the stream chat. Either way will take you to my PayPal tips page, all right? Now, you can either tip me with a PayPal account if you have one already, or you can actually just use a debit or a credit card, a debit or credit card, much like anything else you buy on the internet, all right? Now, if you don't see the option to do that, to tip with a debit or credit card, it's probably because you're not on the fully loaded desktop version of the site where those options show up. So if you're on a mobile device, you may want to enable, try to load the full desktop version of the site, or you may just want to jump on a desktop computer if it's giving you issues, okay? Now, one thing I want you guys to know up front, I want you guys to be aware that sadly there are people all over the internet who are malicious and who, let's put it this way, if they can find out your personal info and they can do anything with it, they will. Doesn't even matter if they get anything out of it. Doesn't matter if they get personal gain or whatever. No recognition. They don't care about that. In the modern era, as I've already told you just on this pre-stream, there's people who are pretty messed up in the head. And they just think these weird things because their lives are already pretty messed up. Okay? So, you'd be shockingly surprised how much personal info most of us probably have out there on the internet, just between social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. They probably know about your friends, your family, where you work, where you hang out. Just looking at those basic social networks, you can get all that basic info. Okay? And you may think, well, I'm nobody, who's going to come after me with that kind of stuff? I don't understand why anyone would. It's just because they can. It's not because they have a end game goal behind it. Again, it's not like they can get anything out of it. Just knowing that they somehow can anonymously affect someone over the internet, these people will do this messed up kind of stuff, okay? So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I want you guys to be protected and to be aware of what's going on out there. In particular, if you're thinking of maybe contributing during today's stream, I don't want people to come after you and harass you because you contributed to my stream or anybody else's stream, okay? So in particular, if you're going to tip me today, one of the things you might want to think about doing is tipping anonymously, where if you send a tip, you could just say anonymous, and then no one can know it's you because there's no personal info attached to it, right? Or just completely fabricate a name, make one up out of thin air, or something funny or something pertinent to the stream or whatever, right? And then again, no one's going to know that it's you, and no one's going to be able to come after you and say, oh, this guy, contributed to a streamer, now I'm going to harass him for a fucking month, right? Do your best to protect your personal info, guys. It's really important in the modern era. You got to be careful with everything you do. All right? All right, guys, I really have to sneeze. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, that's much better. Okay, guys. All right, continuing on. Let's talk about the rules of the stream, all right? First of all, guys, I'm streaming on twitch.tv. That means I have to abide by all the rules and regulations of Twitch. I can't just say and do whatever the heck I want on my streams. I have to make sure that I'm in line with what's expected from their business, all right? So just please understand that. But in addition to that, I have a certain chill vibe, a certain mentality that I have around my streams that I like to maintain. And so please understand that and know that there's certain rules we have in effect that I feel help to maintain that chill vibe. All right. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is when you come by my streams, I want you to feel relaxed. I want you to feel like you can escape all the annoying things that are going on in your real life, all of your stresses. I want you to come here and just have a good time. You know, see me play a game, see my honest reactions to that game. You know, relax a bit, interact with me, interact with other stream chatters. You know, that's what it's supposed to be all about. I don't want my stream to become toxic and full of drama and full of insults and full of all kinds of nasty stuff and having to constantly be in arguments and debates. It's not what it's about at all. There's a lot of other streamers that like that kind of crap. I don't, okay? So please understand that. Now, there's a few rules that I have in effect that I feel maintain that kind of a vibe and that kind of a mentality on my stream. The first is, we don't talk about the topics of politics and religion, all right? Now, I'm not saying that if we're playing a game that has political overtones or, you know, there's something political going on in the game or something religious going on, that we can't discuss it in context of the game. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I find that the topics of politics and religion in general are very derailing. A lot of people just can't seem to talk about them without arguing, without being nasty to other people. They're very divisive topics. And therefore, in the 11 years I've been a content creator, I definitely find that you know, bringing these topics up as part of my gameplay is pretty much a bad idea, okay? So, in general, we don't allow those topics on stream. We're not going to sit here and talk about them because I really feel that, you know, they're just going to be derailing. They got people not pay attention to the game and instead just start to argue with each other. A lot of the times when politics becomes a topic of discussion, I turn back to the stream and I notice you got 3, 4, 5, 6 people arguing and no one paying any attention and derailing the whole thing, and we're not going to allow that, okay? So there you go. Number 2, as we've already discussed, I'm well aware that there's tons of people on the internet who don't like me and make stuff up about me on a constant basis to get drama for themselves, to get popularity for themselves, and because they're part of this kind of group mentality of just we believe whatever because they just want to, okay? I'm well aware these people exist. I'm well aware there's people who steal my content on a daily basis and insult me and slander me every day. I don't care. I don't have any control over it. There's no point in me talking about it. Because guess what? What's the point, right? I'm here to put out a positive and fun gameplay stream for all of you, not to dick around with these stupid people. So there's absolutely no point in wasting time on it. If we bring that stuff up, you know, during the stream, then sadly, all we're going to do is derail people who are here to be positive, right? People who are here to have fun and be positive and have a good time. They're going to be turned off because all we're doing is talking about negative, toxic shit. In addition, you're giving attention to those people. And that's exactly what they want. People who make that kind of disgusting, toxic content on the internet, the reason they're doing it is because they get off on it. Either the attention they get or they make money doing it. So why bring it up if all you're doing is derailing the stream and giving attention to the people who we don't want to be giving attention to, right? So that's the deal. We're not going to bring it up. You know, outside of very briefly talking about it on the pre-stream so you guys know it's against the rules, we're not going to waste time with that nonsense, okay? Fair enough? All right, good. All right. All right, so we've covered all the basics. Now what we're going to do is move on to the third and final segment of the pre-stream, which is the gratuitous, excuse me, I was almost said the gratuitous plugs, the shout-outs. That's right, this is the segment where I say thank you to all of you who've contributed. We update the leaderboards a bit. We get stuff going. And we go from there. Alright? So, ladies and gents, thank you for all the support. Let's get to shout-outs here. Today we started off with Lawler Mittens, who resubscribed for 4 months. He said 4 months, very nice. Yes, thank you for the resub, Lawler Mittens. I honestly don't know why Lawler Mittens was banned last year. He was banned quite a long time ago, and I wasn't able to see what was going on. But I hope he comes back and, you know, we don't have any problems here. So he actually cheered 100 bits. He said, back to me out of jail. I'll behave myself this time around. All right, thank you, Lawler Mittens. I appreciate that, man. All right, let's get him up on the leaderboard. And so, if you may be in Lawler Mittens' position, or maybe you were someone who were banned and you want to see if you can appeal a ban, You can either talk to a mod directly here on the stream chat, and they will review the situation and find out what's going on. Or you can email me at darksidephil@hotmail.com. That method, quite frankly, may take a little bit longer because then I need personal time to actually review the situation myself. But sometimes, like in the case of Lawler Mittens, it worked positively, right? So there you go. Chunky Jack did a 100-bit cheer. He says you should pour a bucket of hot water on Jasper next time he's acting like a detractor. No. Number one, he's not acting like a detractor. He's just being silly. He wants my attention. So he does things like a little kid. He wants to cause trouble. He's if I chew this wire, Phil will give me attention. Right? Now, it's not good attention, but he just wants any attention. So that's why he does it. That's why I throw him out of my damn office, because I can't have him chewing wires and getting hurt, right? So, thank you, Chunky Jack, for the cheer, but no, I'm not going to do that. What you suggested is incredibly harmful to a pet and would be considered torture and illegal, and it would be both morally and ethically and physically and spiritually wrong. You're a horrible person for even suggesting it. How dare you? Thank you for the cheer, Chunky Jack. Honest Fan did a 101-bit cheer. That now becomes the top cheer of the day, so let's get him up on the leaderboard here. Wait, not Honest Fan 101. His cheer is 101. Okay. He says, you spoilers for 8 straight days. Oh, by the way, I should bring this up. I totally forgot. If your guys are going to cheer today, use the cheer mode, Hunter's Cheer. All right? If you use Hunter's Cheer, you give 20% bonus bits to the streamer for free. It costs you nothing. And the streamer gets more benefit out of it. Okay? So please use the Hunter's cheer mode to help out streamers if you're going to cheer for them today. Okay? I don't know how much longer that promotion runs, but it does help. Okay. So anyway, Honest Fan said you spoilers for 8 straight days. He's talking 8 straight days of streaming that I'll be doing. Now, there's a DLC for Kakarot that's been hyped up. You got opinions on the Season Pass versus DLC a la carte. People seem angry that DBZ will be Season Pass only. Well, the thing is, it really depends on the game, okay? And what I mean by that is, it depends on what's being offered as part of DLC, and it depends on pricing as well. So, for example, some games have various different kinds of content that they offer in a DLC pass. I remember with Batman Arkham Knight, and that was a while ago, that game had a season pass that offered skins, it offered racing challenges in the Batmobile, and it also offered actual narrative-based story missions with other characters besides Batman, including, excuse me, including Batwoman, and I think Robin or Nightwing was one of them. I think there might have even been a third one. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember. It was many years ago. But I remember there's like 2 to 3 major story-based expansions and DLCs that were available for the game as well. Okay? Now, I think the season pass for that game was like $30. And on paper, all that sounds great. Wow, I'm going to get all this content for $30. In reality, once you actually played the game, right? Once you actually played Batman Arkham Knight, you realize the Batmobile driving and racing ain't so great. Like, it's okay as part of the game, but would you really want to optionally do this outside of the story of the game? And the answer for me was no. So immediately, all of those racing DLC things with the Batmobile were kind of a moot point, all right? Now, in addition, there was also the fact that the story-based DLCs, all right, were not equal. Some of them were incredibly short. I remember one of them was like 10 minutes, which was like, are you serious? It's like 2 rooms. This was a DLC, an actual DLC. But then there was one, like the Batwoman one, was really long, right? Or Batgirl. Was it Batwoman or Batgirl? I think it was Batgirl at that point. That one was really long and well done. And so, when you have things like that, you almost feel like it's a bait and switch. Like, they said, oh, there's going to be all these DLCs, so you think they're all going to be long and good. But then you end up with, like, 2 or 3 that are shitty and short and 1 that's good, right? So, for me, I knew what was coming out in the season pass of Batman Arkham Knight, but I didn't know what was going to be good and what wouldn't. I bought the season pass, and I ended up being very disappointed. I thought that was a ripoff, and since then, I've never really bought a season pass of content myself The only exception would be like with Control, a fan had donated the funds to get the game and said they really wanted me to get the season pass to check out the DLCs later. So I did because they paid for it, you see. But actively myself, I have never actively chosen to get a season pass in a game since Arkham Knight. Like, that was kind of the last one. I was like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So I didn't get another one after that. And quite frankly, I don't think I'm very disappointed at it at all. I think I made the right decision. I mean, all right, let me take that back. I did get a season pass, and I think I screwed myself. Want to know what I got it for? Mortal Kombat 11. I bought the season pass saying, yeah, I want all the characters for the season because I like the game. And the next thing you know, after 2 of the characters released, I didn't care about the game anymore, and I haven't tried any of them, and I'm not going to. You know, you get Joker, who is it, Sindel, and now coming up we got Spawn. I don't give 2 shits. I don't think anyone really cares much about Mortal Kombat 11 anymore. The game's, you know, just like every NetherRealm game, within a year, no one's talking about it anymore. So, there you go. But here's a prime example. Now, in regards to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot only having a season pass instead of a la carte, I don't know how I feel, because sometimes I've noticed when they sell the DLCs a la carte, meaning you buy each piece individually, that sometimes they're like way overpriced. And, you know, what is the value of one expansion versus another, right? I don't know how you properly value that because it's different for every person. Some people may be looking for those driving stages in Batman, but I'm not. I don't give a fuck about them, right? So, I don't know how you do it. I think essentially the best way to go about it is to have everything offered. Have a season pass at possibly a discount rate, but then have an option to buy them all separately if you want, and then you can pick and choose the ones that you actually want. Like, for example, with all these Dragon Ball Z Kakarot DLCs coming up, all I know about right now is that there's supposed to be a Dragon Ball Super one. I'm very interested in that one. And if there were other ones that had to do with the movies, like the Dragon Ball Z movies, I'd probably like those. But if there's other expansions, like, further expanding the R&D department, building a vehicle and doing a simulated race or whatever, I don't give 2 shits about that. Or adding other characters to the game that don't have story, they're just in the game for the sake of them being in there. I don't care about that either. Okay? So, you know, I can see both sides. I think I would prefer to have the option to buy what I want, rather than be like, oh, well, you know, you have to buy the season pass if you want any of the DLC content, all right? Since it's Dragon Ball, and by the way, the game sold pretty well, more than likely they're gonna make a lot of money on it anyway. No matter how they sell it. So I would prefer the option, because I probably would buy the Dragon Ball Super and maybe a movie DLC or 2. But if there's other crap, I don't want it. See? Okay. Ace, cheers. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you very much, Ace. I am. I'm happy to be back. Sambuca 2020 resale for 9 months in a row, 14 total. He says, I don't know why this is popping up now, crazy Twitch. Yeah, it delays. I don't know why. Sometimes it delays significantly where your message to sub doesn't show up for a while, and then all of a sudden it'll appear out of thin air. Like, what the hell? I subbed like a week ago, right? Thank you for the sub, Sambuca. Darth Fraw Taxation. I don't even know how to say this, but he reached over 3 months in a row. He says, big ups. Thank you. Evil Dick tipped me $5. He says, what'd I miss? I was taking a shit. That is a reference to my retrospective marathon from this last Sunday. Very nice of this person, number 1, to be tipping me, but number 2, to be so attentive to that. So what is that? That's a quote from the Play and Trade Super Street Fighter 4 tournament. This is before I did YouTube for a living, when it was just my hobby, okay? And the truth of the matter is that was really cool watching those back, because number 1, I looked different. Number 2, I acted different. It was a different time 10 years ago, all right? So there was a point where I was wearing a shirt that said Evil Dick, and I walked into the Play and Trade, and I was like, what'd I miss? I was taking a shit. So he just quoted that directly, which is pretty funny. So, thank you very much, Evil Dick. I appreciate the $5 tip. That is the first tip of the day. Mr. Papavera did a 50-bit cheers. I feel that people like to point the finger. They're more often... Wait a minute. Let's try this again. I'm not reading this properly. I feel that people that like to point the finger are more often than not being hypocritical or even projecting so that they can point the finger right back at themselves, right? Yeah, and that's like I said earlier. The people who are so critical to me and say that I have no self-awareness are probably the least self-aware people. They don't want to believe that they're part of a weird cultish mentality, believing horse shit with no factual substantiation at all. It's just controversy and half-truths and things spun to look like they're real when in reality there's no actual evidence of anything. It's a pretty messed up situation. So I agree with you. Thank you for the cheer. Phil's Blunt. Took me $1. Do you compare the cult of detractors to Scientologists? It seems like both groups engage in tons of groupthink and mob mentality. I don't know that much about Scientology. I've seen like maybe 1 or 2 specials about it over the year. I saw one documentary about it on Netflix at one point. I don't know. I don't want to speak to it and not know what I'm talking about. But it's definitely a cultish mentality, which is hilarious because people used to say to me that remember DSP cult leader from a decade ago? Oh, Phil, all your fans are cult followers, man. And they like, no, my fans are people who actually watch my content and like what I do. That's why they watch. You know what I mean? It's not because of some insane indoctrination or crazy shit. It's because they actually like the content that I put up. Back then it was YouTube videos. Today it would be streams. They don't just watch insanely fabricated, controversial drama videos and just fall into this weird drinking the Kool-Aid mentality of believe everything. They're just nuts, those people. I don't get it, man. But no, my fans aren't like that, right? They just like what I do and they want to see me keep doing it. Okay. Chunky Jack did 100-bit cheer and he's insulting someone. I don't know who this guy is, but thank you for the cheer. I'm not going to read that out. Mother Goose cheered and says, don't tell me how to cheer. Well, Mother Goose actually did use the Hunter's cheer mode. So I appreciate everyone who's using the Hunter's cheer mode today and helping me out. PW Dubs to me $1.30. He said, for my Minecraft statue, could you make a small statue of my favorite Pokemon, Execute, by your farm if possible? So Execute, if I remember correctly, isn't that, I want to say, well, okay, there's different forms of Execute, if I'm remembering correctly. Isn't there one where he's just a bunch of eggs, but then there's like evolutions where he turns into like a palm tree and stuff? Well, PW Dubs, here's what I'll say. Let's consider it. Obviously, I have no idea how I would do that myself. That would be up to someone like Mr. Papavera to look into and see if it's viable. I don't know if there's a guideline to make an Execute statue. I don't want to say, yeah, let's do it, and then make a piece of shit. So let's see. But thank you, PWWs. You were the top contributor on the Pokemon stream on Monday. So you have earned yourself the right for something in the game itself. Let's see what happens here. If that is what you'd like, I'd say yes. Let's have Papa Vera look into this, see what he can come up with, and see if there's anything viable that we can do. Okay. Alrighty then. If the answer is no, the answer is no, and I'll just let you know that, and then we'll figure it out. Okay. Deanie, to me $1 said, what's your favorite Dragon Ball Z saga? I like the Cell saga because the Cell saga has everything. It's got returning villains and characters like the Frieza family. It's got a crazy time travel element with Trunks. It's got multiple levels of android invasion, right? At first you think the first androids are the invaders. Nope. Then you think the second androids are the invaders. Nope. Then you find out Cell, right? It's like, geez, who's going to be the ultimate endgame villain here? There's a lot of stuff going on in the Cell saga. So the Cell saga is my favorite. Infinite, what's going on, man? Infinite just did a 5,000-bit cheer, and of course he used that Hunter's cheer mode to give another 1,000 bonus bits. Thanks so much, man. He says, sadly, I will not be here for the marathon on Friday, but I wanted to wish you luck. Thank you very much, Infinite. I appreciate that a lot. The sentiment, even though you can't be here. And thank you, of course, for the cheering contribution as well. I appreciate that, sir. And it's good to see you. Good to have you back on the streams as well for when you can't make it. Knows Nobody did 100-bit cheers. Says, do you think Doom Eternal will be better or worse than 2016 from what we've seen? I don't know. I've only seen the E3 stuff. I have not followed along. As I tell you guys, I do not try to like immerse or spoil myself in games until they're out. You know, my feeling is if I watch all of the stuff about a game before it's out, then why am I even playing the game? Right? it's such a giant spoiler to watch all this stuff early. That what was the point of me even buying the game if I was just going to know everything before I played it, right? That's kind of my mentality. What I like to do is play it, as they say, cold turkey, or what is the thing they say? Not spoiler, but there's a word for it. When you play a game for the first time, is it cold? A cold playthrough? Instead of a warm playthrough, I like a cold playthrough. So what I know is that the game has new enemies, the game has new executions, and it probably has a few more platforming and action-based elements than the first game. The first game had those by far, but there was a lot of kind of corridor battles as well, much like old school Doom. This game looks like it may have a lot more motion and stuff, okay? That's all I know. That's what I've got from the E3 footage of it. So we'll see when it comes out, all right? Okay. So Infinite gifted a sub to Jake Katz. Congrats, Jake Katz, and thank you, Infinite, for the support. Appreciate that. Mr. Papavera said, what did he say? What kind of statue? Oh, he wants execute, however you say it. I don't know how you say it, from Pokemon. Okay? He says he wanted a small one. He doesn't want a giant statue. We're not talking, insanely huge. But I don't know, to what extent people have made these statues or whatever. So, I guess we'll see. If there's, like I said, if it's not viable, like if there's only a giant statue that can be built or as a guideline, then I'm not doing it. I already said big statues are off the table. Okay? So, let's see. Let's see what happens here. Cliffy Bureau cheered. He said, one time I had to take a poop so bad I ripped my boxers straining to hold a fart in. What do you think about that? Really? How do you rip your First of all, how do you rip your boxers? Like, my boxers fit nicely on my body, and they're a little bit loose hanging. How do you rip your boxers at all wearing them? Like, I don't know. This sounds very odd to me. Very bizarre. Okay? Also, how do you strain yourself holding in a fart? I have no idea. This is very odd. Very odd. But anyway, thank you for the cheer, Cliffy Bureau. Chunky Jack cheer. He says, what are you going to play? When are you going to play with some monkeys again? I just did the schedule. It's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's main gameplay stream is DK64. And then I'm going to be playing it again another time in this coming week. And hopefully, within 2 more streams, that will be enough to beat the goddamn game and do all the bananas and everything, because I'm so tired of this effing game at this point, especially after that last session with that hour-long stupid thing with the fucking beaver bullshit, which is what it should have been called. Beaver bullshit. Okay. Mature Adult just cheers, says, great positive stream so far, and I'm chilling out watching the stream while making a giant butt burrito. Wow. A butt burrito. That's the first time I've ever heard it called that. Well, thank you for the cheer. Snow Carl tipped me $1. Have you considered adding a cheer total to the donation counter or adding the cheer total to the overall donation goal? No, because first of all, there's no donation goal. It doesn't exist. It's a tips goal. Tips are different from donations. They're classified differently legally, and that's what you guys are doing. If you tip me, you're not donating. You're tipping to me, okay? You're tipping me for a service or a good. You like the service that I performed or the good that I'm providing, and you want to give me something to keep that going. It's not a donation. Donations are considered more for non-for-profits and things like that, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, no, we're not doing anything with bits or cheers. Why? I'll tell you why. Because it's actually against the rules of Twitch to have those kind of things, all right? Twitch actually considers bits something that you have to legally talk about in a certain way, because per the legal terms of Twitch, bits do not have any monetary value at all, all right? So, because of that, that's why you can't have those kind of things. It doesn't exist, okay? You can't. If you do, you're actually violating Twitch's terms of service, and you can get in trouble for it as a partner. So, I don't want to do that. I'm happy. Listen, I'm happy for any contributions, as I told you guys many times, but really it's the tips that help me out the most, and that's what I need right now. So, okay? Okay. Crabcock did a 100-bit cheer. He says, hype for Grand Blue, Phil. Great choice. Yeah, I haven't played the fighting game in a long time. Okay? I haven't. And this will be something interesting. A new fighting game with a story, with a variety of characters, things to delve into. I've heard it's a brand new kind of engine. It's not like the classic Arc Systems engine, which is good because I don't like the classic. Okay, let me take that back. It's not that I don't like the classic Arc System engine, but it's so complex at this point. Like, the Guilty Gear engine is so insanely complex that there's no way I would be able to just jump in without having a prerequisite education on it. And I don't. Like, I know very basics about it because I've seen people play it at tournaments and the like, but I've never really played the game. So I jumping in at ground level knowing nothing would basically be way too difficult and too time consuming. Not to say you couldn't do it, but I don't have the time to do it. You know, I'm a variety streamer. All right. So that's why. Now, this game looks like it's going to be something new, and supposedly this game is supposed to be more old school fighter based on, you know, not insane giant floaty combos and double jump resets and shit, but instead supposed to be more basic. That sounds pretty good to me. Okay. All right. Alfred Aponte took me $2.45. He says, sorry I cannot cheer the Hunter emote. I'll support this way. Have a good day. Thank you very much, Alfred. That is much appreciated. As I've said, it is tips that I need more than anything now anyway. So thank you very much, Alfred, for the tip. I appreciate that. Very generous of you. Cliffy Bureau Cheers says, do you stinky of poo-poo? No, I do not stinky of poo-poo because I wipe my bum-bum over the potty with the wipey-wipies. So there you go. Alfred Aponte tipped me $1.33. He says, I will give you support tomorrow for the Donkey Kong 64 playthrough. Sounds good. Thank you very much, Alfred. You don't have to tell me that, though. And again, you don't have to feel pressured to. You don't have to, but I appreciate the sentiment and thank you. Oh! Cliffy Bureau cheered again. Talking about rubbing his chest with DNA paste. I think I'm going to stop reading Cliffy Bureau's cheers now at this point. This is some weird fucking shit. I don't really want to talk about it anymore. Mature Adult cheered. He says, hey, Phil, can I just say I never have seen someone so positive in a situation where they're facing losing everything, even the roof over their head. You're an inspiration. Honestly, you're my American idol. Truth of the matter is, I've always had this house at risk. You know, there's been so many things going on financially behind the scenes over the years, taxes and everything. It's always been a risk, okay? Right now, your house is not at risk, okay? This is not. People who are telling you that are idiots, all right? There's no chance that I'm losing this house. Anyone who believes that is one of those dumb fuck, you know, again, here we go, mom mentality cult believers. They've fabricated shit or spun half-truths to try to create a narrative of drama that does not exist. I am in no risk of losing this house, okay? None. Zero. Okay? Just being honest with you. Now, are there other things going on? Absolutely. But I'm not going to lose my house at this point. Okay? So, you don't have to worry about... That's the last thing I'm worried about. Trust me, there's many other things, realistic things to worry about. Not that. Okay? Wow, listen to this guy. The Shart Inhaler tipped me $1. He says, Phil, I'm at the McDonald's drive-thru. What do you want? Honestly, I don't even know. If someone was going to the McDonald's drive-thru today and asked me, I'm going to get you something, what do you want? Probably make chicken sandwich. It's probably like the best thing there. Because last time I had a quarter pounder with cheese, it was gross. You know what I would get? I would probably get a few cheeseburgers. I like their single cheeseburgers. I'd probably get a McChicken sandwich. That's probably what I would get. Last time I had their chicken nuggets, they were terrible. Last time that I had the quarter pounder, it was terrible. Like, everything there was terrible. So I'd probably, give me a couple single cheeseburgers and give me like a McChicken sandwich. That's probably what I would want. There you go. Not even the fries. I hate their fries. Okay. Phil's Bodily Functions tipped me $1. Says, do you pee in the bath? Not unless there's an emergency. Like, if I absolutely can't help it, all of a sudden I have to piss insanely badly and I can't make it to the toilet, then I guess you do what you got to do. But no, I don't actively every day pee in the bath. That would be pretty gross. You don't want piss where you're standing, right? Crabcock did 100-bit cheers. Have you ever tried dipping McDonald's French fries into a McDonald's vanilla shake? Sounds weird, but it's great. I've never tried this. I know some people have do this. I have never tried this, so I cannot attest to if that's good or not because I have not personally done it, but I do know people who talk about that and say that, you know, it's something good. So, okay. Real quick, let's do some shout-outs for those who cheered this week. In 10th place, we've got, oh my God, Fourth Eye the 5th. In 9th place, Delancius. 8th place is Cliffy Bureau. 7th place, Crapcock. 6th place, Spartan King. 5th place, Little Bankrupt. 4th place, Get Goofed. 3rd place, Chunky Jack. 2nd place, Mr. Papavera. And in 1st place, of course, with that very, 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 very generous cheer, Infinite 55. Sub-gifters for this week. Infinite and Friendly each gifted 1 sub, and Guitar Player so far has gifted 2. Awful Waffle, cheers. Have you ever farted loudly in a quiet movie theater? No. Okay, let's take a quick break, guys. I gotta use the restroom quickly, and when we come back, post-game of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, a nice chill stream. All right, guys, I'll be right back. See you in a moment.